So happy to have you here today. We were looking in the chat and we see people from all over, which is always so great to see. And if you look right now, you can see Courtney posted a take home resources doc. You might want to click on that and open it up so that you can even take notes in it throughout the webinar. But this doc, we will reference it throughout. It has lots of links. It has links to all resources that you can use and even the next webinar if you want to check that out. So if anybody needs it later, we could even post it again. So I'm Carolyn Vento, and I'm the Marketing Engagement Manager here at ReadTheory. Before coming to ReadTheory, I taught for the New York City Department of Education for 13 years. So when I made the transition into marketing, it was a real easy one because I went into the field of ed tech, and I'm still working with teachers, still helping teachers and students, and I just love it.
And I'm Courtney Chochi. I'm from North Carolina, which is where ReadTheory actually started, and I lead the marketing team at ReadTheory. I know a lot of you. I'm seeing very familiar names in the chat. We've talked at some point, and I'm really excited for this webinar. This is really the 102 in the series, so if you've attended Getting Started with ReadTheory, this is the next step. We're going over how to get the most out of it, new features for this year. We go over more about what's the difference between free and premium plans. So really excited to have so many of you on today. All right. Well, I think we're going to get started right on time. And we'll start with our learning goal.
So today's goal is that you will learn 5 tips for getting the most out of ReadTheory this year. So these are going to be ways to use it to really enhance the learning experience for you and the students. We're going to start out with a poll. So if you go to the top, well, I'm going to activate it first. So I think that will automatically make it come into the chat. Let's see. So it says launched poll. It should say that. ReadTheory experience. You can click on that. Or you can go to the 3 little bars at the top of the chat and click there. And you will see a poll where we're asking you for your experience with ReadTheory. So we can kind of see our audience today, which is what you're going to be doing with ReadTheory or already doing, seeing where your students are. Let's see where you are. So maybe you're a newbie. This is totally new for you. Maybe you've been using it for a year, 2 to 3. Or maybe you're an expert and you've been using it for more than 4, which is so impressive. And I see that a few people have chosen that. So cool. Right. So people are still answering. I think you should all be able to see it also, but
once you answer, you should be able to see it. But yeah, we have a great mix on today.
Great mix. I was just gonna say it. At first, I thought it was gonna be like a quarter, like perfect, but the experts are the most rare. But everybody, then like Courtney just said, a nice mix about you're all splitting the rest of it about a third each. Okay, great. So this is going to be fun. Today we're giving you a chance to win one of our shirts. So we have these new shirts, and if you do win, you'll get a form where you can see them a little bit more closely and really think about this. But we have different ReadTheory shirts with fun sayings, and if you'd like a chance to win, just share what you're learning today on social media and tag us. We're going to be on the lookout for this. So you could write a post and tell us something that you've learned today. You could take a screenshot of the webinar itself and post us in the middle of talking, and we'll be like, we saw some of those yesterday. It's kind of funny, but with writing a little thing about what you learned, and you could post this on X, formerly known as Twitter. You could see the different handles at ReadTheory. There's Instagram. And then there's also Facebook. You could do any of those. And some people were creative yesterday. They even went on LinkedIn and reshared our post about the webinars. So anything that you think of, as long as you tag us, we will see it.
Looks like Ashley got hers.
Oh, yeah.
Already? That's great. Awesome.
So soft. Yes, we're wearing them. This is also like nice and soft. I love it. Very cozy. So if you're wondering how ReadTheory got its start, maybe you don't know this, it all started in North Carolina with one English teacher. So he was teaching his classes and realized they were at different levels, and he's like, I can't give them all the same worksheet. This is not working. I want to differentiate. So he made his own sheets and he started making all these amazing worksheets. And then he was sharing them with colleagues and then put them online. And it really was something that teachers loved and needed. So it grew and grew. His database kept growing until ReadTheory today, as we know it, came into in existence. And now we have millions of students using it around the world. You could even see in the chat all the different countries that are using it. And I just hope that more and more people keep using it, because it's so cool to think that it started with one classroom. So like I said, it is a reading comprehension platform that's used by millions of students, and it's tailored for each one of those students. Each student is going to get their own learning path. Explain a little bit more of how that would work. So when the students log in, you'll make an account, you'll get all the students on there. When they log on, the first step is that they'll take a pre-test. Once they take that test, the algorithm inside of ReadTheory automatically will assign passages to each student based on the results. So some students might have a higher level passage, and other students will start at a lower level, but they'll all go on these paths. And as they answer more questions, it'll keep adjusting that are geared towards their level. And what this means for you is it's going to free up time for you so that you don't have to create these resources from scratch like our first teacher did. And you don't have to grade them either. It's automatically graded and you'll see data, which is great for you because now the time that you have will become more valuable. You can sit with students one-on-one, discuss the results, really gain deeper insights, and make decisions based on the learning. So ReadTheory is grounded in the science of reading. I'm sure many of you have heard about the science of reading and Scarborough's reading rule, really big right now. And we just want you to know that there's several ways that the reading comprehension can be improved with ReadTheory. So if you look at this rope, a lot of the ways that we are grounded in the science of reading is with the blue strand, but we have a little bit of both. And it comes down to the high interest fiction. The students love all the different stories, and the nonfiction texts that we have. It's building the background knowledge. It's all of the vocabulary, the tier 3 and 4, right? I can only say, or 2 and 3. Okay. Oh, I got it now. A little bit bigger. Should we make this full screen, this one, just for a second?
Yeah, let's do that.
I don't know, because I'm having trouble even saying it, but right. But formative assessments, these are high frequency, so you're giving them a lot of passages, but they're low stakes. So this is great for the kids to get their practice and to build those skills. And also the reporting, like I said before, the teachers are getting all of this data. That's what we need, data. So we could actually, instead of just having a sense, which you'll have that also, of where do my students stand, you're going to have the actual data and the facts. And maybe it was me that could make it bigger. I just realized we have different controls here, I think. All right, so I think I covered most of that. But as these language comprehension skills are building, the word recognition is also becoming more automatic, and it's intertwining to get really solid foundation there. So how is ReadTheory used within schools? It's used in so many ways, and we love hearing about the ways it's used. It's used, one main way that many people will think of and associate ReadTheory with is grades 1 to 12 ELA. But it's also used for ESL classrooms. It's used for special education, adult education, reading intervention, and for test prep. The passages are very aligned to state tests. So now we want to know, again, more about you. So let me get this poll up and running. What's your role as a teacher? Maybe they even overlap, but if you could put what you're spending most of your time doing, is it grades 1 to 12 ELA, special education, ELL, adult education, or intervention? So the poll, it's going to be in the chat. You could click on it there, or you could click on the bars at the top if you want your result to be included in the percentages. ELA is English language arts. So if you're an English teacher, In some places, I think they could even may call it other things, but mainly you'll hear it English language arts. ELL is English language learners.
And I do see a lot of questions in the chat, and we are going to do a whole question answer section, and we won't forget about it. We always do scroll up in the chat to try to get everybody. So I just wanted to also say that if you have a question, you can pop it in, or you can wait till the question answer section.
Yes. So I'm seeing a majority of teachers are teaching the grades 1 to 12 English language arts. The general education classroom is another way to say it. And then we have some special education teachers here, 26%. ELL is a little less, 13.64, and then adult and intervention is the lowest. But I will say that I've even interviewed teachers who are adult education teachers teaching ELL. You find that a lot, actually, because there's adults who there's even incentives in California. I know these adults will take their classes, and if they do well in the ELL classes, they can get incentives for their jobs and more money and really be successful that way. All right, so love to see the mix. Hopefully all of these tips will help you in different ways even. All right, so
here we go. All right. So we're going to go through 5 tips. The first one is building reading routines that stick. So setting a weekly goal and expectation for students using ReadTheory's recurring activities feature. And so when you're using this, it allows you to set it and forget it. You can set a routine once within ReadTheory. Say you want to assign a certain amount of passages per week. And then you can set it once and you can forget about it. It will auto assign to your students every week. You can use this for homework, for independent work. It's automatically differentiated. It's automatically graded. We'll show you what that looks like on the following slides. So to get there, you would go to the Activities tab on your menu in ReadTheory and create a new activity, that big blue button. And then you would select reoccurring weekly activity. There's other activity types. Then you can decide who you want to assign the activity to. Do you want it to be one student, a group of students, or the entire class? You can do that here. And then you're setting your routine. So you're deciding between students completing a certain amount of passages or passing a certain amount of passages per week. Now, in the basic version of ReadTheory, this is a free feature. It will default to complete 5 passages. 5 is kind of the magic number. We've done numerous studies on ReadTheory's impact in classrooms, and what we've found is that students who read at least 5 passages on ReadTheory a week are scoring above the national average on state assessments. So that's where that number came from. It's not random. It's very intentional. And then you can decide what day of the week you want your assignments due on. So if you like to see everything on Friday mornings, you can set this to end on Friday mornings so that you'll be able to see that. With ReadTheory Premium, you can decide, do you want students to complete or pass? So if you have passed at least 5 passages, they'll receive more passages until they are passing them. And like I said, they're auto-assigned and auto-graded, and you can see what that looks like here. This is an example. And I just went over this. Students who read 5 passages a week see reading gains above the national average. The second tip is you are able to assign a specific passage that's aligned to your curriculum using ReadTheory. We get this question a lot. You can assign it for individual group work, individual group or whole class work. It's great sometimes for class discussions if you're assigning the same passage to multiple students. For bell ringers to see who's at grade level. It's awesome for holiday themes as well. So it's the same place. You go to the Activities tab, assign a specific passage, and then you can choose from thousands of fiction and nonfiction high interest topics. using the tags, using the filters by grade level in the library. Choosing a start and a due date. This is a similar way that you just saw with the reoccurring weekly activity. And you can also turn on or off the written response. It's kind of like a hidden feature in Read Theory. I feel like some teachers don't know about it, but we do have a written response section, so you can decide if you want to turn this on or turn it off. And that's where you would do that. And on the student side, students will get a notification and a reminder that they have a certain amount of passages they need to complete that week. Probably one of the most important things is celebrating students' growth, kind of taking the time to do that. And over the years, we've found teachers to be so creative in figuring out new ways to celebrate student success, not just on the platform with the knowledge points and letting students see their data, which they can when they log into Read Theory, but taking it from the in-product experience to your actual physical classroom. And last year, we really saw a lot of synergy around setting up bulletin boards that have the knowledge points leaderboard, and teachers, even some, have ceremonies on Fridays where they allow students to move their star or their name or their photo up the board to demonstrate what they did that week, how many levels they moved up that week, or how many knowledge points they have. So we actually took a few teachers who had done this, their ideas, and made a packet for you. So one of the things in that take-home packet that we linked in the beginning of the webinar is resources that you may not be able to necessarily easily find. You know, they're here and there or in emails. And put them all in one place for you today. Since you attended this webinar, you can bookmark it and save it to make it easy. So you have those bulletin board cutouts, you have the student achievement certificates, you have knowledge points trackers. We do seasonal ones. So the one that's in this on this slide is a leaf tracker, but we've had snowflake trackers. If you can think of it, we've probably done it, and we'll be doing more this year as well. So try to think about different ways, different prizes. We had someone do also a March Madness Read Theory last year. It's pretty cool. The fourth is motivating students by holding a competition. So we do have a competition feature on Read Theory. This is a premium feature. It's a great way to up the engagement and get students really excited about reading. It is automatically differentiated and it's based on knowledge points, and it makes for really easy progress monitoring. If you attended the 101 webinar, we did touch on this, but I will talk about it a little bit here as well, because we do get this question a lot. What are knowledge points? And it's our fancy way of tracking and rewarding student growth and making sure that students are actually reading rather than skimming the materials. And so knowledge points, this is the breakdown of how they're awarded. So it's 1 point if they answer a question correctly. We have challenge questions in every quiz. So they're getting more points for the challenge question. They're getting more points if they pass a quiz for perfect scores. And then if you have the written response turned on, you can also award knowledge points this way too. And this is what it looks like on the student side for the competition leaderboard. They'll see their name and they'll see how many points that they have. And you're going to find this the same way. So it's the activities tab, start a competition, and you're able to choose what classes and students to include in the competition. We've seen a lot of teachers will pin their, 6th grade ELA class against their 7th grade ELA class. And what's great about it is readers at every level can compete because they're reading passages at their own level. It's automatically differentiated. We've even had ESL learners who are in a classroom and they win the whole competition because they're reading passages at their own level and they're really motivated to read. And since it's based on knowledge points, it levels the playing field for everybody. And this is a way to customize the competition. So you can compete for a day, a week, a month, an entire semester. It's totally up to you. And the fifth tip is utilizing ReadTheory data to drive the rest of your instruction, whether it's in ReadTheory or outside of ReadTheory. And we'll go over the progress reports, but teachers will use this in lots of different ways to understand grade level, Lexile level progression. If you just want to see quizzes completed versus passed, the knowledge points tracking, and the ELA curriculum standards mastery, and using all of this to inform intervention and IEP meetings, showing evidence. So I think probably you've seen this. I'm going to point out a few things that you may not have seen, especially if you didn't attend the first webinar in this series, but progress reports are at the top. You want to click on what class you want to see the data for. And then you're able to see at a glance everything on this. So you're seeing how many quizzes completed, the program average, and you're getting an overview. Then when you start clicking into these tabs, you can see the quizzes taken. You can see the grade level. And what I really like to do is I like to sort by grade level. So if you click that little button there, it's very easy to miss. If you click on that, it'll sort it by grade level, which is awesome if you're looking to group students for group work. I highly recommend that. And you can do the same thing if you wanted to drill down into Lexile level. You can use that same sorting function. And you can also drill down into each individual student. So our student Harry Potter, the Lexile level progression, and the grade level, their knowledge points as a whole. And the one tab on the reporting that is a premium feature are the ELA curriculum standards. So everything we've shown so far before this is included in our basic plan, which is free. The curriculum standards reports is really popular. This was something that teachers asked for, and it allows you to see how students are doing according to each standard, and you can drill down into each. And you can even see each student. So again, this is Harry Potter. You're getting a good idea of where things stand. There are buttons at the very top that allow you to export and share with your school community. That's another thing to look out for. And you can also add a co-teacher to your account if you wanted another teacher to be able to see the same data that you can. So we just went over a lot. So I'm going to take a look at the chat, and Carolyn and I will answer some of your questions. Hopefully all of your questions.
So I've been going through and trying to give like a short answer to, because there were a lot, trying to keep up. In summary, some people are asking about a lot of people, I should say, are asking about resources. So maybe I'll put it one more time because you might have missed it if you were listening to Courtney and you weren't looking at the chat. People are asking about the trackers and trying to think of some other things. The AI passage builder, which I'm going to get into a little bit more. But here it is one more time. That's all the resources. If you need to, I should have labeled it. I don't know if I can edit that now. Could I? Let's see. Yeah, I can. So just in case, I'll write that at the top. Okay, so that's there. And if you wanted to scroll up, like I said, I tried to answer some of them. I think you went over, like knowledge points was asked a couple of times, but you've just explained it since. By registering, your attendance is all automatically taken. As long as you are here, you had registered and received the email, so you'll automatically get a certificate. You want to talk about the passages. I think a few people had questions about that. Assigning a passage, if that's part of premium.
Can you assign a passage and a passage differentiated by Lexile level, or when you assign a passage, do all students get the exact passage? Sabrina, in the library, you'll be able to see what passages are offered at different levels. Many of our passages are offered at a couple different levels, so you can assign them that way. We do have some passages that are only at one level, though, so it just depends which ones you find. And that is a premium feature.
And with that, like, somebody's asking if students can't choose their own. But that reminds me of the, I mean, you could, as a class, discuss which passage would you all like to do and kind of take a vote. Some teachers do that. But then there's the AA passage builder, which you could have some fun with that, and the students can really pick a topic.
Definitely.
I think that's one of the next things we're going to go over, right?
Yeah. Let's see. Post the link again in the chat. We just said possibly use it to earn proficiency. Pretest same for both free and paid. Yes, the pretest is the same for both free and paid versions. Knowledge points we went over. So the certain amount of points delivered based on questions answered correctly, challenge questions answered correctly, all that good stuff. Would you put the slide up that had the science of reading strands rope? Lisa's asking. Sure. Can pop that back up. Let's find it. It's early on. Oh my goodness, this slide deck's so long. If we're making anybody dizzy.
I think it's the only way, though, right? And I mean,
it is.
Probably
Yeah.
X'd out. Yeah. Okay, so now I have to make it bigger. Okay, here we go. Hopefully, it won't make me bigger like before. Okay.
Oh my gosh. Okay, let's see. Can you clarify, are all these features included with the free version? So on the slide deck, as I was presenting, I should have said this, but there's a little green part at the top that said premium feature if it was premium. And if there was nothing on there, then it means it was included. Of the activities, when you navigate to that activities page, the reoccurring weekly activity is a basic free feature. All the trackers that we talked about, the bulletin board cutouts, the worksheets and lesson plans we're about to talk about, the AI passage builder we're about to talk about, that's all free. What is premium are the class competitions, as well as assigning a specific passage. So those two features are premium features. You get all the data that we talked about, except for the ELA curriculum reports. So that's the only part of the reporting that is premium. Okay, let me see if I can actually bypass this and yes, I can. All right, let me see. Slide 50 maybe. I don't want to make everybody dizzy again. There we go. Okay, to clarify, students cannot choose their own passage. Yes, correct. Students cannot choose their own passage. But this is actually the second time this has come up. It sounds like what y'all are saying is it would be cool if students can choose what passage they get to read next. And our product team has heard this from a few of you. And we are working on something called Next Page. And we're trying to see if we can make something like this happen so students can choose what they read next. We agree with you. The AI passage builder, Carolyn's going to show y'all around that in just a few seconds. Co-teacher per class or for students? Co-teacher is by class. Good question. Is it possible to skip a passage in case the content is not something we want the student to read? You know, I actually don't know the answer to that question. I would assume that it is possible. I will tell you that we have a lot of people that review our passages before they go on the site. We have a team of people who are all actually either current or previous educators, all who write our passages. So the passages in the program are not written by AI. It's actual educators and former educators that are writing those. So they're pretty well vetted, and we look for a lot of different things in that vetting process. But it's a really good question. What about vocabulary and unfamiliar words? Does research show that content helps to interpret meaning? Suzette, yes, we have a more general study that's on comprehension and vocabulary, but we're working on a study specifically around tier 2 and tier 3 vocabulary development. It's not published yet, but will be soon. Let's see what else here. If you're using the free version, what are your suggestions on how to keep your students engaged in the passages and not on the ads? There is in the student experience focus mode, and if you click on that focus mode, or if your students click on that focus mode, it will kind of zoom in more on the passage than the rest of the screen around it. Can you sort reading passages to have questions about literacy knowledge or verbal reasoning? Not currently, but that's a very good idea. For activities, there's not an option to future date the assignments with the free version. I don't want to answer. I don't know for sure. That would be a good question to email our support team. So let me put the support team email, support@readtheory.org, and they would know the answer to that one. What else do we have here? Yes, you can turn off the ads with premium. If you have a premium account, then your ads will automatically be turned off. And everyone that's on this webinar today does get a 30-day trial to ReadTheory Premium for free. And then after that, you can decide to keep using ReadTheory Premium, or you can just use the free and basic version. You won't lose any of your student data or anything in the process. Same with if you have a free, if you're on the free plan right now and in a few days you want to upgrade to premium, you won't lose any of the data or any of the setup that you already have. So I'll put that link in the chat. It's also in your resources document, but just so that everybody has it, we'll put this here as well. For all right, what else do we have here? Oh my goodness, you guys are so fast in the chat. My chat keeps. I need more
some
because I can't read fast enough.
Did I see a current question? It was about the read aloud. We have a link for that in the doc, in the take home doc.
Yes, the read aloud. We do have a read aloud extension with Google Chrome, so you can use that. It's great with ReadTheory. That's also in that resources doc. Suzette says this program works. I had a student who jumped 3 grade levels within 1 year. That's amazing. Woohoo! Let's see.
There's no expiration on when they can activate. So that's what we're saying. Like Teresa's saying, if she wants to activate it in September, you'll still be able to do that days from now. That's a good idea. Because if they activate it now, then the days are gonna expire before the students even come back.
No, I think it expires the 31st of October. So as long as y'all activate this before the 31st of October, you're good.
Then they'll get 30 days.
30 days whenever you activate. Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
Good question.
So before Halloween.
Yeah, definitely like get your classes set up, get in there and get comfortable. And then once, your students start practicing, you can do that. And it's good timing because we have some great Halloween passages. Mm-hmm. If you want to assign a specific passage. I know it's too early to be talking about that, but I don't know. Carolyn and I also do like Christmas in July stuff, so we're probably the wrong people to be talking about this. Yeah. Let's see what else. These activities offer mini lessons for specific skill questions. Do activities offer mini lessons for specific? So no, but I think what we're about to share next might answer that, Patricia, because we have lesson plans on specific skills. So let's dive into that, and we'll keep answering questions as we go.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so you know that Read Theory is a digital platform, but you might not know that we also have a lot of printables and other free resources. We have lesson plans, worksheets, and we've said this a lot, the AI worksheet builder. I can't wait to talk about that. But the lesson plans, if you go to our website, this is spot for lesson plans, you can see all these different types on different themes, right? So you have point of view, you have summarizing. I'm just going and skipping around, but whatever you need, you could look at these and see what you think. You can print them out, and it's always a good thing to accompany the other part of this. Okay. And the same thing with reading comprehension worksheets. We have them leveled by grade, and sometimes you just want like a hard copy of a worksheet and you need it for different reasons. You can do it just however often you want, or maybe as a sub lesson, but these are there waiting for you if you need a printable. We have them all, a whole database. All right, and we have also ESL. These are more geared, these are more broken down for students who might be beginning readers, and special ed. We have special education worksheets as well, geared towards, you know, more generic maybe. They're not going to be, they're not going to frustrate the students. They're designed in a way to help them understand. And then the adult reading comprehension worksheets, the content is more geared towards adults. They're not going to have a story about a puppy or something, right? So it's all been carefully chosen to work with each one of these groups. And now the AI passage builder, which we've been referencing multiple times. We're very excited about this. Basically, it's using AI, which Read Theory uses AI. It's been built into the platform since the beginning. That's how it's figuring out what passage to assign a student next. But this passage builder is really, the content is going to be decided by you. So, or the student. You pick a topic and you enter it in. And then after that, you get to pick the grade level. So this is really cool. It's not just making a worksheet for you on a certain topic. It's also by grade level. Okay. And then it generates the passage for you. So you might say, okay, here this is about the Olympics. Oh, maybe. And some people were saying this about the passages in the platform. Well, and for here, you have capability of editing. So if you don't like a certain sentence or question, you could change it to what you want. And then you could download it as a PDF. You can get just the quiz, or you can get the quiz with multiple choice questions, which is another great time saver, that these are there right for you. Or you could get the PDF. I think most people would probably choose all of it with the answer keys as well. And then it's all there. You could even like throw a fun question in about like the class, like a private joke or something, just to really make it personal to your class in front of you. And as we said before, if you have more questions, because we might not be able to get to them all, or maybe you think of something later, you can always email support@readtheory.org, or you can go on YouTube. So if you want a quick how-to guide, maybe that's a good way for you to learn how to do it, how to set up your class, even just some ideas for the classroom. You can go on there, and we have tutorials. Okay, the AI worksheet builder is in the take-home doc, but maybe we could drop that in the chat. Someone's asking for the actual link to that.
Yeah. So it is in the take-home doc, and we will drop it in the chat. But also, just so you all know and have peace of mind, if you were to lose that doc for whatever reason, if you go to readtheory.org and you scroll all the way down to the footer of our website, you'll see the lesson plans, the worksheets, and the AI lesson builder there. So it's always there in the footer of readtheory.org. And then those of you who are asking about worksheets, the worksheets we just showed are free. If you have Read Theory Premium, you're also getting a premium bundle of worksheets as well. So Rhonda, I can show you if you don't know where the worksheets are that come with premium. I can email you afterwards, Rhonda, and make sure.
And also, if you are getting a pop-up, you can just click to the side of it. If it's asking you to sign up, you can click to the side, and that should go away, and then you'll be able to access the worksheets. You don't have to enter your email address. if you already have an account, or so try that. Okay.
Awesome.
Do we want to go back to that social media slide just for a second, just to reiterate about the shirts? Maybe I don't know. Was it? Yeah. So one more time today, if you share something that you've learned, and you could either take a screenshot of the webinar itself or just write a post and share it on X, Instagram, Facebook, or even LinkedIn. We said you could share our posts about the webinars. We will enter you to win a T-shirt, a Read Theory T-shirt. So we'd love to see it and hear what you got out of the webinar. And also, if you just joined those different groups, it would be great to have you there. It's a great community to talk to other teachers and to give us feedback. All right, certified educators, do you want to?
Yeah, we just launched our certified educator community. Last year, we accepted 165 founders for the program. And this year, we're actually going live with it. We're accepting new members. So you probably got an email in the last couple of days about getting certified. It's about a 30 to 40 minute certification process. If you've done this webinar, it'll be really quick for you. You're going to know all the answers. And you'll get a certificate and a badge that you can use in your email signature, on your LinkedIn. And then we also mail out a special edition t-shirt to y'all too. And then this allows you to run PD at your school, and it comes with a bunch of other resources and benefits from Read Theory too. So
There was a question about the link. So when you go to the landing page, which is in the doc, it should open up Circle, which is where our program lives, this community lives. If you're having a problem, I suggest opening it up in a separate browser window. So like sometimes the phone, it's not going to work if you're on Facebook, let's say, and then you try to open it. But if you open it up separately by copying, pasting the link, it should work, or on desktop.
Yeah, you should probably take the certification on desktop. I would say don't try to do it from your mobile. And then once you get certified, you can download the link to the app, so you can keep it on your phone if you want to. And
if anyone's having trouble, of course, just email us and we'll get you in there.
Yeah, exactly. Awesome. Yes, the AI Builder is free. I see that question. I see a few certified educators in here. That's wonderful. Let's see what else.
Lesson plans are free too, and the worksheets also.
Yep. Sabrina, definitely talk with support if you can't get those. So, support at readtheory.org. We'll make sure we get you access one way or another. All right. And are we emailing all these links? We do send an email after this webinar in a couple hours that will have the document that has all these. We'll link it again.
There it is. There it is again.
Catherine, if I upgrade to premium, is the data tracked differently? You're going to see the same 4 tabs that you have in the basic version, but then it has that 5th tab that gives you access to all the ELA curriculum standards data reporting. So it is tracked differently. You get a lot of amazing data with the basic plan, but you're definitely feeling that upgrade with the premium. Let's see. Somebody signed up for the August 20th workshop, but you have another meeting at that time. We'll be able to get a recording. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, we have 2 really awesome webinars coming up, both led by Read Theory teachers. They're current teachers. One is going to be focused on using Read Theory with English language learners, and the other one is by an educator who just has crazy student engagement in his class using Read Theory. And so he's going to share he's going to pull back the curtain on some of the tips that he has for that. So 2 really, really, really great lineups coming up.
Also in the doc.
Also in the doc.
Also in that doc, that very special doc.
Beautiful. Well, I feel like we covered a lot. If you do have questions, we're a small team, so somebody will respond back to you. just email us support@readtheory.org. If you're looking to talk to myself and Carolyn on the community side, it's just community@readtheory.org. And we wish you all an incredible start to the new school year.
Good luck.
Thanks all.
Thank you.